In today's video, I will be showing you how I made this little snuggle duck, but this one also has some crinkly wings. So it's like a little sensory toy as well as like a little snuggle and a little drag toy for the little kids, little babies, little toddlers. So if you want to see how I made this so you can make one too, just keep on watching. So I've already pre-cut all my pieces out of the pattern that I drew up for myself. This pattern took me like probably 15 tries to get what I want it to be, but there's plenty online that you can purchase, or I don't have a PDF of mine yet. Maybe one day I will, but here's everything I have. So I have the two main pieces, and as you can see, the fabric is kind of light, so I'm doubling it up on the main part of the bird. I'm doubling up on the fabrics. I like to do that so the stuffing doesn't like poke out. Basically, I'm doing the same on the belly part, but on the wings and the beak and the feet, I am not doubling up on the fabric. I am using a batting on there though, because they are flat, and for this one I just cut rectangles for the feet and for the wings. And I draw out the feet and I draw out the wings. I sew around it and then I cut it. You'll see me do that. But what you'll want for the feet is two pieces of fabric laying pretty side to pretty side, and on the bottom of them you want a piece of batting. I am using a cotton batting. It's kind of the thinner batting, and as I mentioned, I'm just tracing that around. For the wings, I do the same thing. I have a piece of batting and two pieces of fabric, but I am making them crinkly. So I have this crinkle plastic that I bought for toys. You can use whatever. Some people use like any kind of plastic that they have, but I put the batting, then the crinkle paper, and then the two pieces of fabric. And the fabrics are laying pretty side to pretty side. You are drawing the design on the wrong side of the fabric, not on the pretty side of the fabric. You will be sewing it inside out and then turning it right side out. So as you can see, I have fabric, crinkle paper, and then the batting, and I pin that all together, and then I'm going to sew a straight stitch all around that. And I'm doing 2 of those. So this is just me. As you saw, I sewed the wings and then the feet. And then for the body part, first you sew down the top of the body, the one that's going to be on the top. So basically like the back of the bird. And I have the double fabric, and then the main fabric is laying pretty side to pretty side. And you just want to line all that up. And then I have that seam allowance of about half a centimeter, and I'm sewing all down the back. And then on the bottom, you want to leave a little gap to eventually turn your bird right side out. So I start where the beak would end basically, and then as you see I'm going down, and then I'm gonna go to the bottom, skip, and then to the edge, almost to the edge of the other bottom piece or side piece. Now for the beak, on this one you're going to line it up pretty side to pretty side. You're going to open your two side pieces and lay this straight and sew along straight to the beak, basically to both of the edges. So it'll be like half of one and half of the other. And then you'll do that to the belly of your bird. You'll just lay it pretty side to pretty side. Make sure you have that second layer, if you are using the second layer, attached behind the pretty side of the fabric. Now that all those parts are sewn together, I'm gonna start cutting, and then we'll finish the sewing after we do this part. So I'm just gonna cut all around the feet and all around the wings, and I'm gonna use pinking shears just to make sure that everything turns out right side out, and you know, they prevent fraying and whatnot. But also, after I use the pinking shears, wherever I have the little points that go in, like on the feet right there and on the wings, I am making small little snips, extra snips at the curves. The zigzag pinking shears do help with the curves and everything, but I just want to do extra on the little point pieces, and then I turn them right side out and flatten them out with the iron. I did have a little bit of extra batting and uneven fabric, so I cut to make sure everything was lined up evenly, and then we're gonna start sewing this to the belly or the bottom of the bird. So I usually start with the feet first, and you lay them crisscross like this at an angle, and make sure you just find the center of your bird, and then lay them like right off of the center, facing like a little bit away, like you see how I have them angled, overlapping each other, and just do a straight stitch to attach them. Then for the wings, the same thing. You just want to make sure that you're lining it up so they're evenly spaced, like in the even spot on both sides. And I'm using my mat to kind of guide me. And as you can see, the body of the bird is like 10 inches. And then I just use the squares. And I just did a straight stitch at an angle. And then I put all of that inside, and I fold it over, and I pin it together so it doesn't like get in the way of anything, because we're gonna sew those two half pieces that we sewed earlier onto the belly. And this is gonna be pretty side to pretty side. And I start off by matching the seam lines on the beak, and then I just pin all around to make sure that the edges are right on the edge. And then we're going to sew all around, not leaving any gaps, because if you remember, we have that gap we left in this top part that we're pinning onto the belly part. I also, pinning and sewing, I like to start at the seams so I know that they're lining up evenly with the other side of the fabric seam. So I start at the beak and then I just proceed to go all around with a straight stitch all around the bird. Now that all the sewing is complete, I do cut off any extra fabric I might have, and I'm still doing it with this pinking shears. And then also if there's any curves that I feel like need extra snips, I just use my little scissors to cut the snips. Like at the top of the bird, I'm gonna do that, just making snips in the neck and on the curve of the tail and stuff like that. So I'm just making them wherever I feel like I need them. Probably made way too many, but it doesn't matter. Just make sure you don't cut your seam. And then that opening that we left at the bottom of the bird in the very beginning, that's where we're going to turn our bird right side out. But first take that little pin out if you pin together your wings and the feet to make sure you don't poke yourself and make yourself bleed. But I turn that right side out. I make sure everything is nice and neat and flattened, and that I'm satisfied that there's no seams or anything showing anywhere. And if I am satisfied, I proceed to stuff the bird. You can stuff it with two different things. That is the polyfill batting and then stuffing, and then you can do a cotton stuffing for like hypoallergenic. It is going to be more dense with the cotton stuffing, but some people prefer that. I normally use the polyfill batting. I'm trying to switch the smaller toys to the cotton batting because I do like that more, just to, you know, the hypoallergenic effect of it. But this is why I double layer it, so none of the little pieces of the polyfill batting come out, because if it's a single layer, they're always going to be poking out and poking the little kid that has the toy. And then once it's stuffed, you have one more step to do, which is close up that little gap of where you just stuffed your bird on the bottom. And you can do this one of two ways. You can do either what I'm doing here is a ladder stitch, or you can just do a straight stitch seam with your sewing machine. Just know that it will be visible, but I see plenty of people do that and it still looks turns out looking super neat. And this is a place where a lot of people put their label and stuff like that. So maybe I'll start doing that, but I'm still trying to practice to perfect my ladder stitch, so I'm still doing those right now, which my ladder stitch is still not perfect, but I'm working on it. And that once you complete that closure, you're all done with your little snuggle duck. And if you made it with the little crinkly paper, which you really don't have to, especially if you want them to sleep with this, it'll be more convenient if there is no crinkle stuff in the wings. Now, before the video ends, I did just want to say a big thank you for taking the time to watch this video and choosing to learn with me. I hope this was useful for you and you're going to be able to make one too. And let me know down below how it turns out. If you did enjoy this video, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, and all that good stuff that helps me out. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night, day, or whenever you're watching, and see you for my next tutorial. Bye bye.